we have some upgrades that have come and are coming to the channel. Today's upgrade that I wish to unbox for you and show a little bit is our new light. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, none of this is sponsored. These are just products I've purchased that I'm excited to integrate into the channel. And this particular one has some very nice packaging, and the item itself has some very nice tingulatory value. So, while I do a little tippity-tappity on this thing right here, I'm going to tell you about some of the other things you might notice that have changed. Because I am very pleased with these changes, and I'm very excited for the future of this channel. So, let's talk a little shop. I like talking creator shop. I like listening to it too. We're all just people. I like it when content creators break the fourth wall and just tell us some stuff about their channel. So the way I have been filming is with a webcam, because this is all very new to me. Videography and audio mastering is not specifically what I've been trained on. I do have a lot of creative studio experience, but entirely. I'll say mostly because I've done a lot of stuff. Mostly in still image and just like Martech, web design, that kind of stuff, product integration. So, it's all translatory. I can take the Photoshop interface knowledge and roughly apply that to video editing. If you just think about things in a different linear versus like planar kind of way, it's not hard to wrap your head around. And a lot of studio process is really the main thing you have to get going on. Like, how am I going to record this video? What camera do I literally need to use that'll achieve the effect I want with the amount of money I have in mind? That's a very big one. So my original kit revolved around a webcam, a really high-end webcam, but I didn't, I guess, understand the actual use cases and limitations of a webcam versus any other kind of camera. I started out trying a DSLR, and that was so abysmally bad in a technical way that I just gave up immediately. DSLRs have a lot of issues with overheating. They have a lot of issues with read-write speed. Their quality is fantastic, but you gotta baby them every 10 minutes or so. It's just not worth it. And the idea of filming with a phone was just repulsive to me for no reason, because I'm an old curmudgeon. But that's where we are now. You're being filmed on a phone now. They're good. They work good. They're cheap. Their low light sensitivity is much better. You might notice the lighting's a little iffy in this one. That's because I've done away with what we were using, which was objectively bad, but it's what I had. And you practically don't even need another light, but this one's really cool. So we don't have a light today because that's what this is our new light. Isn't that exciting? It's an RGB video light from a company called Small Rig, who, again, I have no incentive or association with, but I feel the need to just talk good about, because I was also using a bunch of weird camera mounting solutions because of my fixation on using a webcam. So I literally just bought like one crazy arm thing that you can kind of see in this shadow here. It's just like a big articulating arm that grabs your phone. It's from the same company, and it's perfect. It's so good. Oh my god, it holds my phone just right. It has the correct distance. I have a clearly kind of a fixation. Fixation on wood. So the next thing you might notice is that the wood has changed. The wood is now sort of like a dark, I don't want to say mahogany because I don't think it is mahogany. I think it's some kind of veneer on top of like a thick pine or something. This is some kind of old desktop or a portion of a dining room table or something that I probably stole out of someone's trash in the last 5 to 10 years, and I've just been holding on to in my wood storage downstairs. It's a lovely piece. It's beautiful. I thought it would be fun to change the background the same time that we changed the video quality. Audio quality is still the same. This is what everything's been built around. Everything else has come secondary to the Tascam, which is the centerpiece of everything. It's even just a beautiful piece of industrial design. Like, I just love Tascams. They're beautiful. This thing tickles my fancy too. This thing tickles my brain. It's gonna tickle yours too when I start tapping on it. Oh, you wait. Just you wait. And since it's all the same company, they kind of work to make sure everything fits together. Like there's a cold shoe on the camera mount right here that this light will affix to, and it's going to be great. I think what we're going to get the most use out of is the candle light flicker, because it's practically my orange and it just slowly pulses, and it's so nice. And then if I ever get any Minto merch, I'm going to turn it on to ghost green. It'll go woo 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 the whole time. It's great. When. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Yeah, so backdrop changed, camera changed, mounting solution changed. Overall number of parts in setup and teardown has been reduced by about 1/3. Workflow has massively improved, and the studio continues to streamline. Before long, I'll be able to think of a video in the morning and have it out before lunch, which is so fun. So let's move this down. Oh, also I decided to start putting the Tascam on top of my headphone case, just to add a little more acoustic barrier. Because Lord knows I'm acoustic. So we got the cornerstone of any new product purchase, the box, and then a little manual here that we probably won't spend too much time on because I can't read. It also came with some nifty parts. Well, I mean, actually I don't remember what came with what. Between this light and the new arm, it came with enough weird parts and random adapters that I can make all kinds of fun stuff happen now. Like, I've got a couple very large, very, very funny objects that I want to do. But I need another 4 or 5 feet of elevation here between the camera and the floor just to have them in this room and have them be filmable. There's some shelving way up there on either side that I can mount this arm to, and it'll be able to hang down and look down at the really silly things I want to bring in here. Trust me, they're going to be silly. So you might not have been able to tell because it's the same color, but this is the top of the light. And this is the cold shoe adapter, which is this flat thing here slots into something right there off screen, and then the light screws onto that and it'll shine down all kinds of cool colors. So before we get on to the good stuff, and I do want to show you real quick why this is the good. This is a nice, thick, removable, textured silicone slipcase to diffuse the light. The light itself is aesthetically pleasing. It is intensely bright, so it's very nice that it comes with this little... I'm not going to show you it on yet. You have to wait, you dirty little product observer. Before we get to that, I want to make thorough use of the packaging and then get it out of here. No secret card against humanity card. How sad. Probably more likely to find a note saying, "Help, I'm trapped in China. Please come save me." Yummy. We eatin' today, boys. Did I see a holographic sticker? No, it was the tape. Oh, you know how I get about holographic stickers. Oh, excuse me while I itch my ankle. Yeah. We eating too much, we getting fed. Oh, we overfed. Alright, well, since that's literally just garbage, I don't feel like we need to give it too much time. This little guy here, though, he makes some interesting noises. Let's move this up a little bit to the third line. It's like 3 separate, independently moving, threaded bits. You got the screw with the cold shoe on it. Whoa! We almost ate that one. Huh. Okay. And then 2 of these lugs where you can set it to a distance away from the end of the screw, and then when you tighten these 2 together, they kind of hold. It's just camera mounting equipment. It's like a really simple friction hold device. So like I said, we're not reading any of this because we're illiterate. But you know how I love me some folded paper. Oh, yeah, boy. You don't say. Well, that explains why I was doing that earlier. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know that don't look at the QR is a running joke, but I actually have to pay attention to that now because I'm using a real phone to record, so it will interrupt my shish to scan a QR and man, I remember when I integrated QRs into my portfolio at the end of my college. My design professor was like, QRs are fun, but fucking idiot that she was. If you're gonna go to college, go to a good one, because if dumb people teach you, it was a waste of money. Onto the light. With the dash cam elevated now, we can do a little bit of this. Because we hot shit. I know I have to cut my fingernails, don't look at them. I was going to do that before this, but I get really excited and forget about the order of things I meant to do things in, and I'm already recording, so you just get to... And one of the modus operandis of this channel is whatever gets recorded gets uploaded. If my editing skills can't fix it, suck shit. To me, not you. I suck shit. Like, you know what? Just forget I said anything. This setup here with the elevation and the tapping underneath is going to take either some practice or some work, because I'm going to keep bumping this. So, like I said, this is a case. It's its own part. And then this is the light. It's mostly metal, front's plastic. What's funny is after this video, you are simultaneously never going to see this again, and you're going to see it in every single other video. depending on how you feel about light and want to look at the situation. Look at. Oh my God, help me. That's a little screen. Tells you some stuff about your light. Trying to wear out the texture on my brand new light, so let's get this thing on. Alright, I hope this doesn't blind us. Oh, it's already in candlelight mode. I forgot that's where I left it. See, FX, fire, candle, and it's just... So let's switch modes. There's TV, which I like a lot. It just kind of flickers and like your abusive alcoholic stepdad in the next room is flipping through channels. Faulty bulb. You know, it's pretty faulty. I don't think we need to keep doing that one. There's lightning. Loop. I don't know what that does. It seems to just be going from a cold white to a bright white. Paparazzi. Oh, it just imitates flashes. Oh, here's a cool one. Pulsing. So I can pulse blue, I can pulse green, red, cyan, pink, white, yellow. That's tasty. Blue's neat. I like that. Green's neat too. Those are stark. Red's intense. Let's get out of pulsing. SOS. We know what that does. I don't need to do that. Welding. I don't want to give you a C-shirt. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Guys, it's the cops! Shit! I gotta go. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. It's an ambulance. My neighbor's having a barbecue and he overcooked his wiener. Oh no. Yep, his wiener's on fire. Alright, let's get out of here before the cops come. Fireworks, we know what that does. I don't need to do that random fire. Alright, back to fire. Here's the mint mode that I was talking about. And then there's this one, which is pretty wacky. Maybe if we do some kind of alien glove roleplay or something, that could be what we use for that. Alright, let's get out of wacky mode. I think it's this button here gets us out of wacky mode. That's color correction and temperature, which is what we're going to use this in most often. See, there's the dimmer, which my phone seems to just kind of correct for regardless, so we can just probably crank it up on high, put it down roughly where we're not getting glare. There is no setting where we're not getting glare. Alright, well, full blast it is then. I'm doing all this as much for your benefit as, you know, you get a fun little light show, some soft-spoken, them deep tig grumbly talking about my new light. Yeah, I know y'all like that. But also, I'm going to take this footage into post, and I'm going to deeply observe how my light interacts with my phone camera. I need to know if there's like some kind of desync in the hertage, if there's like scan lines going across or anything. Like, it's all very important, because like you run into issues doing this kind of stuff you'd never imagine for some reason. And again, I know I could look this up, but I like living with mystery and whimsy. If I don't put my phone in airplane mode, this thing goes like it's fucking getting a fax. It's weird. I don't like that. And it seems to be worse when it's touching the table. When I put it up on this, it doesn't do it as much. And then when I put my phone in airplane mode, it straight up just stops, which is weird. I have a feeling it might be Bluetooth, but I just don't care. So color correct temperature mode. Let's scan through the different temperatures. I don't know what GM is, so here's negative 10 GM. And there's plus 10 GM. I'll set that back to 0 because that seems unimportant. Here is the orangest light we can operate on, which I quite like. And here's the whitest light we can operate on, which seems a little harsh and sterile, but also it might work with the camera in a way I don't expect and be pleasant or something. Especially with the intense darkness of this wood. I don't know how it's going to translate, but the old board was sort of blonde in varied strips, and this is like red. Like, this is a dark mahogany red board executive kind of table. So let's put that down to the warmest again and get a little good video test on that. Alright, I quite like that. What else do we have? This will be what we use for fun stuff. This is hue saturation. And then I think RGBW would just be HSI again, but in different values, so you could put a specific RGB value in. I haven't set any, so it's off, but this one just defaults to red, so let's see what it'd do. Oh, alright. Got some pinky purpley. That's pretty cool. It's kind of you lonely, I can help vibes. Get some I haven't actually seen that movie, which is sad because I'm a huge Philip K. Dick fan and a huge Ryan Gosling fan. But like I say, life gets away from you, and then all of a sudden 10 years have gone by and you haven't seen a new movie. It's really weird, guys. Once you leave college and get a job, the years just disappear. Follow your passions early and first, because the corporate grind will suck your ever-loving soul out of you, and not in the good way. Alright, so we're getting some fun colors here. Oh yeah, I got to F my effing life. Here's the Fantome mode. That's really mint green. Oh, also, ADHD tapping break. Got that underglow. Got that riding through your neighborhood underglow. Okay, ADHD breaks over. Back to me playing with my light. Oh, welcome to Piss World. What are you gonna do, little baby? You gonna piss for me? You gonna piss, little baby? Piss. Piss for me, little piss baby. Ooh, I like that. Alright. 30 on the hue. Let's check saturation. I don't know what I expected, but it should have been exactly what that did. Alright, HSI is pretty cool. I don't really want to mess with RGB because I don't have a specific value in mind for like a brand orange or anything. So now what I'm gonna do, because we're getting a little long here, I'm going to affix this to my rig, turn it on. We're gonna tap on the refuse there off screen as we put it back together and then close out. We'll have a nice quiet silent outro, and you can drift off to sleep on that, my buddy boo. So without further ado, oh, I'm doing this off camera, I'm sorry. You probably want to be seeing me do this and hearing it for that matter. You know what, I'm a silly Billy. Let me take this off completely and do this over again. I don't know why I didn't involve you from the beginning. It was incredibly rude of me. So you got the standard camera screw mount kind of thing. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. I know this is called a cold shoe, and then there's a hot shoe, and then there's probably a name for that screw thingy, but I'll find it necessary information to have. You have no idea how much I self-censor. Alright. So that's max depth. That's probably best there. So then now you turn this bottom screw to match up with the tension you want, and then you get this top screw tight on that one, and that sets the distance. So now you've got a tiny bit of play if you want to adjust back and forward, left and right. But it's pretty solidly in there. So now really the last thing we have to worry about is whether this arm can hold my fat phone and this light. And I really hope it can, because I have a lot riding on the hope that it can. Oh, it had a little give, but I think we're good. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Let me crank these little nuggins down. Alright, there we go. Alrighty. Let's put this into CCI mode, and you are seeing the new lighting setup for the channel. This is roughly how I want it to look. I'm going to turn the light down to about 60% so we're not getting a blown out white balance anymore. Man, that actually looks really good. Man, I'm super pleased with that. So now please excuse me while I do a little bit of fine tuning on this light, because I believe there's some color correction going on that I'm not pleased with, because it's probably too orange. So let's see here. Oh, alright, too far. Let's go to 4,000. Ooh. Typing in the secret codes into the interface in the back I didn't show you guys. Alright. And then you can drift off to sleep, buddy. And I can take all of this footage into post, do some analysis, make sure it's compatible with my templates and my existing color correction profiles. And you can sleep to these nice small rig RM120 RGB video light tingles.